Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the Palatial Studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. The date is May the 18th, 2021.
Is that apple pie I smell?
Yes, it is apple pie. It is in the microwave cooking right now, and then we'll alamote it in a moment.
I need coffee. Extra strong.
All right, I'll get you a black cup of coffee.
It would be nice if you said thank you and helped me with the dishes.
Okay, I will help you with the dishes as long as you put them away. Okay, I think that's a fair thing. It's 6:07 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
And I want to welcome back my lovely work wife, Bonnie Ashley, from taking an extra day off. And you look very well refreshed and smiling, and you have this glow about you.
Yeah, I guess you could say that I'm sun-kissed by the Florida sunshine now.
Man.
And finally, after all these years, it seems like years.
I want to hear all about the vacation. As long as you're comfortable telling our listeners about it.
Well, I haven't been to the Orlando area in a whole long while, and we actually went to Kissimmee. And why do I always want to say Kissimmee?
Everybody says Kissimmee, but it's Kissimmee.
But it's got that nice kiss in it, and we are all nicely kissed by the Florida sunshine.
Right.
We stayed at the Holiday Inn Club Vacations.
Okay.
Resort while we were there.
Place.
And that's the one on Orange Lake Boulevard. So we were at Orange Lakes, and really lovely place.
They had a water park inside there, didn't they?
The water park wasn't, I think they only had like that one big slide, and I want to say that was on the north wing of the whole thing, but that the slide was down there, but we did go around. They had a huge lazy river around that one. But we spent most of the time at the West Village.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the bar. Well, that too, late at night when the kids went to bed.
Well, they did have a bar restaurant in the West Village, which was where they served the best nachos we've had in a while.
Okay.
So I lived on nachos the entire weekend.
Oh my gosh.
So they had those white nachos with the white queso. What do they call it? Queso cheese on it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think they called them like a white lightning, or they had some kind of special name for their nachos.
Maybe they'll just call it albino nachos or something like that.
But I've heard you and G talk about, and Mike too, when he was here, about going on cruises, and how G would tell me, well, if you before Bonnie, only maybe go a few days, not one entire week.
Right.
And well, I guess staying at a resort, not quite like a cruise,
right?
But after 3 days of, I guess, all that eating and getting the different drinks and cocktails and all of the sunshine, I was ready to walk off the boat.
Yeah, you were ready to get done. You were done after 3 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, how much of a good thing can you really get until it's like, you got to get back in.
Yeah, you can only consume so much food in 3 days before you just burst like a bubble.
That's right. And you can only get so much pool and hot tub and water soaking too, I guess.
Yeah, I feel you there.
But it was all good. And we had a villa in the place with 2 bedrooms and 2 baths.
Wow.
And Jaden's birthday party. So we had 7 people stay there.
Oh my gosh. Is that including you and Gary?
Yep. Gary and I and Sue and the kids and 2 extra kids.
All right, wait a minute. So they get Gary, you, and Sue.
Yeah.
And then there were
Jaden,
Topanga, and then 2 other kids.
2 friends, 2 girlfriends of Topanga's. 2 came along.
Wait a minute. 2 girlfriends of Topanga's?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're Jaden's friends too.
Right.
So all of the kids kind of grouped together and, got all of that good sunshine. And the mini golf was terrific.
Yeah.
Gary and I went out yesterday without the kids, and we played all 18 holes of the course.
Okay.
And
who won?
I did by only 8 points. So it was no arse kicking anybody's. He kicks my arse, I kick his arse.
Okay.
But Evan, he liked it so well.
Yeah.
That he talked about being a part of Club Med in the Port St. Lucie area. Yeah. He's like, we have a resort vacation like this, a nice one right in our own backyard.
Right here, you go get you get a day pass at Club Med, or you can go to Club Med and you can go like for a weekend. at Club Med because Club Med's an all-inclusive resort. Now, I don't know if where you guys were in the resort, was it all-inclusive? Did it include the food and drinks in your nightly
It did
price?
not. You
Okay.
had to pay. And, you
Okay.
know, no place in that resort was really accepting cash.
Yeah, it was all
So
plastic.
any drinks that we got,
Mhm.
went right on the card.
Yeah, right to you charge it to the room because you had to give a card when you checked in.
Well, actually, we didn't have to do that.
No?
Yeah, not with this one.
They didn't take a credit card for incidentals? That's very unusual.
I know it was weird, but yeah.
Wow, okay.
But
All
no,
right.
but everything we bought in the vicinity did
Okay.
go on a card.
Okay. Yeah, Club Med is what is called an all-inclusive resort, which means it's basically like going on a cruise ship that's parked and it doesn't go anywhere at Club Med. So you pay one price and everything is included, including your liquor, your food,
Wow.
your drinks.
Oh man.
Your boat rides, your this, your that. It's all inclusive.
And you know, I could handle all that for a weekend again. And right here, I heard people from Canada and France.
Oh yeah,
and
I was just
people-
there yesterday. As a matter of fact, I had a wedding. I was shooting photography,
Okay.
and
It must be beautiful with the wedding photos being right out there on the water and such. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's got to be like just a perfect
In
setting
fact,
for
I
it.
think I have. Let me see here. I think I have. Yeah, I have a couple of These are a couple of screenshots off my computer. That's the bride.
Oh, yeah. I can see
there
that.
you go.
That background dropping too is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's a young couple.
Yeah,
Are,
very sweet couple.
are they
too.
about 16?
No, 17.
They look so youthful, you know.
Yeah.
But they had, let's see, they had jet skiing. If I had stayed one more day there, I suppose I would have gotten on a jet ski. We made it down to Disney Springs, of all places, on Saturday night.
I love that place.
And went to that rainforest. Well, they got like a cafe, but then they have that whole shopping area in that rainforest, what it's called. So we went down there to buy a special birthday gift for Jaden, something that Jaden wanted out of there. Instead of ordering on Amazon, we drove all the way down to Disney Springs.
Wow. Okay.
And went through that security and went into that whole city place, that walking kind of area with all the shops.
Wow.
And that big volcano, too, that lights up down there. So I guess in the 3 days that we were there, I did see a lot. We did do a lot. So, but we got down there so late. We were going to go out to eat, and then actually everything at that rainforest or the dinosaur place with the T-Rex where we were supposed to eat.
Right.
They were so busy they weren't taking reservations anymore. So then it was getting so late we wound up eating at a Chick-fil-A that night.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, I gotta wonder, Evan, with the shortage of workers in the hospitality industry now, I think we really saw it first rate, unless Orlando is just so busy. But try to order a pizza at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And it's just not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so overloaded in that area
Where
with the
did you call
tourism.
like a Domino's or
That's-
Papa John's or anything?
Domino's, and I tried
And nobody could deliver.
Pizza Hut.
Really?
And it's weird when you call one of those places, you don't get I didn't get the actual restaurant, somebody picking up right at the restaurant down the street. I got like a national operator for each one,
Really?
looking for a restaurant location for me.
Do you have the Domino's app on your phone?
I do not.
Okay. Next time you and Gary go out of town, put the Domino's app on your phone.
Yeah.
You order right on the app, and that's it. And it gets delivered right to your location.
You know, I would like
Simple and easy.
I would like to just go back and try it and to see if that would work.
Yeah.
But I mean, all of these, even to get like a hold of the pizza restaurant, say
well, you
like
won't.
at the resort,
Everything is all chain. Now the pizza restaurant at the resort.
They were so booked that you were just on hold for like an ungodly amount of
So
time.
the resort had its own pizza restaurant, is what you're saying.
They did also. Yeah.
Okay, and
so
you
we
couldn't
tried.
get a hold of them.
Yeah.
And then you tried Domino's, and Domino's
And
puts you
Pizza
to a
Hut
national number. Pizza Hut. Yeah, all these restaurants have apps you can download from the Google Play App Store, and then you just order your food, just like Bite Squad and Uber Eats. You can put Uber You can order food through Uber Eats, and there's
Right.
pizza places on there.
But I was just trying to point out how ungodly busy it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Even
Definitely.
the North Wing, the first night we were there, when we tried to get drinks and food,
Mhm.
I mean, your wait was incredibly long because of there's just not enough people employed, not enough people
Well,
working.
you know the reason
and
behind that, don't
they're
you?
so overwhelmed with what they have to offer.
You know the reason behind that there's not enough people employed?
The unemployment checks.
Exactly.
Of course.
Everybody's sitting home and they're collecting
Yeah.
unemployment because the unemployment has that $300 kicker that's in there.
Yeah.
So you get the minimum of, or you get the maximum you can collect, which is $280 or $300, plus you get the $300 kicker. So you could sit at home for $600 a week and not do diddly squat.
And I guess why wouldn't you, right?
Right.
And then
Exactly.
we did witness it firsthand too. The workers that were working
Mhm.
just overwhelmed with.
Yeah.
Said they were working long hours,
Yeah.
long shifts,
Yeah.
and there's just more business than
Mhm.
what they all can attain to.
There's a restaurant being built now in Port St. Lucie that it's a fast food chain restaurant. I'm not going to say the name, but it's done. But the issue the owner's having that he can't open is because he can't get people to work, because nobody wants to work for $10 an hour or $12 an hour. And even if you're paying $15 an hour, okay, that's $600 a week on a 40-hour work week. You can make that same $600 a week through your unemployment, and you don't have to budge a finger.
Absolutely. And
there's your problem.
And we saw so many vehicles with hiring that say right on the vehicle.
Yeah.
We passed a couple places when we were heading out of there tomorrow,
Mhm.
and a sign would say, housekeeping, $17 an hour, start
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
That's how desperate
Yeah.
for getting help
Yep.
that they're in.
Nobody wants to go to work
There's
because everybody's sitting home collecting
Yeah.
unemployment checks.
It's nice to know that there are a lot of jobs out there should
Yeah.
we ever lose our job.
Yeah.
But something tells me those huge employment benefits should end soon, no? And people
Well,
should get back to work.
I would agree with you. Maybe take the kicker away. I know they put the kicker in there to boost the economy a little bit to help people out, but now I think it's at the point where people are starting to take advantage of the situation, and now it's just getting to be ridiculous now, Bonnie.
It's outright scary, isn't it?
It
a
is.
little bit.
It is
a little bit scary.
Yeah, it is. Nobody wants to work because you can sit at home and collect money
Mhm.
from taxpayers like myself and yourself that go into the government, and they're putting it right back out to other people because of unemployment. And the unemployment, and here's the other thing that the governor unfortunately has waived still to this day, is normally with unemployment you have to go out and actively look for a job, and you have to report these locations when you file online your unemployment.
Mhm.
So there's a section that the governor has waived that you don't have to report your job search. So that's why everybody's just sitting home collecting money.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I can guarantee you that if you have to start reporting those job searches, that you're going to see a lot of people back off the unemployment, because nobody wants to go out and drive around and look for. You have to do 5 a day or 5 a week. I'm not sure what it is.
I think it was like 5 a week.
Yeah, 5 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then unemployment can check up, and they can call those places, and they can have an audit done, and can you see if John Doe has been here and applied for a job, and if they say no, well, now your unemployment's going to get voided.
Yeah, and you know how I heard some people are sneaking around that 5 a week job search too, Evan?
Mhm.
I've heard of some employers saying that they will fill out the application,
Mhm.
get set up for the interview,
Mhm.
say, okay, come back for this interview set time tomorrow,
Right.
and then they don't show up.
Right. They don't show up for the
Show
interview.
up for the interview.
Right, but still they
Yeah.
have that application in hand to show that
they tried to
that
do
they-
that with
they-
as one of their job searches.
Yeah, they went in, but nowadays too, everything's online. to fill out a job application. You go to the site. It's
easy. I know.
It's easy.
I remember
it's all electronically.
Even from a few years back when I had to file some unemployment too, it was so easy to get that my little things out online to all these businesses.
I mean, who the heck has what's a job application anymore? You walk in, you have an application. Oh, it's all done online. Yeah. Who has paper applications anymore?
That's why I like to see it like personal. Even when I think there was a Burger King opening down the street the other time, and it would say, we're hiring, come apply inside. And I thought that looked refreshing because
you go apply inside.
See someone face to face.
But when you go inside, you do see somebody face to face, but they give you a tablet and you fill out the application on the tablet.
Oh,
there's no
that
paper.
Something that's getting so impersonal.
There's no but you will get your interview in person, face to face. 6:22 on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk, and here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A year after Hope Heights homes were flooded by about 30 inches of rain, leaving residents displaced, Martin County is prepared to buy 10 of the 13 most flood-prone homes as soon as next month. Nearly $4 million from the state and federal governments will pay for the acquisitions. The money from the State Division of Emergency Management and the Federal Emergency Management Agency will reimburse the county for purchase of the non-historical homes. And Jim Gorton, County Public Director, appraisals are begin in early June after the county chooses a real estate appraisal company, which should happen at the May 25 County Commission meeting. Hope Heights residents have awaited help since Memorial Day weekend when 2.5 feet of rain began to overwhelm the neighborhood over 12 days. At least 32 homes were damaged and at least 19 families were displaced because of the neighborhood's failed infrastructure, a sunken basin with no drainage for rainwater. Noise along certain stretches of Crosstown Parkway is so bad that the city is contemplating buying some people's homes there. The city council Monday discussed results of a study that found 22 locations along the 8-mile roadway to have noise levels just under the Florida Department of Transportation noise abatement criteria threshold of 66 decibels. The Crosstown Parkway Bridge took over 40 years to build, cost roughly $91 million and opened September 19. The entire parkway connects Interstate 95 east to the intersection of US 1 at Village Green Drive. In response to resident complaints, the noise study was conducted September 15 through October 14 and February 18 through the 22nd. Some solutions proposed by City Council included adding landscaping enhancements to act as sound barrier, putting radar feedback signs along the Crosstown Parkway Bridge, increasing law enforcement along Crosstown Parkway, and offering to pay for hurricane-proof windows to weatherized and soundproof some of the homes. Target, CVS, and Starbucks are now joining other retail stores and restaurants in eliminating their mask requirements for fully vaccinated customers. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
One step closer to normalcy.
I think it's fine. I think this has gone on long enough.
You can now add Target, CVS, and Starbucks to the growing list of retailers eliminating mask requirements for vaccinated customers.
I don't know that it's going to lead to a spike in cases. There are people that never wore masks.
A policy that's now relying on an honor system.
I chose to keep my mask on because how do I know if these people are really vaccinated or not?
For some, the change in rules was met with excitement. Others, concern. Infectious disease doctor Modi Ramgopal says it's unknown if the decision will lead to a spike in cases.
I personally think it is kind of too soon because I would have liked to wait to see that there's no emergent variants around the world before we do this.
The doctor is eyeing the end of the year when vaccine efficacy may diminish against different strains.
The vaccines are not going to be 90% protective, as we saw with the earlier strains. It's going to be less. It's going to be 50% or 70%.
Some shoppers say despite receiving their full series of shots, they'll continue to remain cautious.
I will probably still wear my mask in big box stores for a while.
In Port St. Lucie, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And lastly, a bar that just reopened in England auctioned off the first beer that they poured. Yeah, one single glass of beer. The first one they poured in over a year, and they raised over $1,000 for charity. Bob Baffert was suspended on Monday from entering horses at New York racetracks pending an investigation into Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit's failed post-race drug test. Baffert temporarily will not be allowed to stable any horses at Belmont Park, Aqueduct Racetrack, and Saratoga Racecourse, or run any of his horses at the New York Racing Association's tracks. That ban includes races at Belmont Park, with the Belmont Stakes coming up June 5. News time is 6:26. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
.627 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
And you're getting the latest traffic report from the Florida Highway Patrol as we bring this up right now. Everything is clear. We're seeing a smooth ride throughout the Treasure Coast for a Tuesday morning. And if you're heading out, you shouldn't run into any tie-up snow accidents. There's your latest look at traffic. Port St. Lucie is at 73, and Acapulco, Mexico this morning, 76. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 70s under mostly clear skies and some coastal showers moving in from off the ocean. This afternoon, highs in the low to mid 80s, partly sunny skies and a 20% chance for some quick moving showers. Breezy winds out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the low to mid 70s, a few passing showers into the night. Tomorrow, highs in the low to mid 80s, rain chances up to 30%, and winds cranking up out of the east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have We would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Offices are opening back up. Whoa, before you rush into work, don't forget about the mess you abruptly left behind over a year ago. Don't worry, call us, the cleanup crew. We take care of things like that ham sandwich that was at your cubicle. It's got its own ecosystem now. What about the break room fridge? Is that an old sushi roll or centipedes mating? We'll take care of it. Ooh, what about this nasty oozing green pile of mush?
Hey, that's my avocado sprout bagel. I just bought it today.
Oh, well, we're going to throw that away for you anyway. Consider it a favor. From the cleanup crew, call today. Satisfaction guaranteed. Because we know you don't want to do it.
Yeah, maybe we should call the cleanup crew.
Yeah, and that's going to make me feel eerie about eating sushi ever again.
There you go.
When they said
I knew that would
that
get
sushi or that centipede moving. That's
Yeah.
just not right. I feel like something's crawling up to me now, Evan.
Let's do some viral videos. All right, so I got a couple of them this morning, Bonnie. This one I think you'll like. You'll get a kick out of this one. You know how brothers, they have what's called the bro code? They always have each other's backs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Close brothers that do that often,
Okay.
yes.
Well, here is a video of its bro code in its purest form. It's a guy who's sitting next to his wife, and as she calls the guy's twin brother, she asks if her husband is with him at the bar.
Okay, and the husband is with her right
The
there.
husband's sitting right next to her.
Okay.
And the
Oh.
twin honors the code by saying, quote, yes, but he just went to the bathroom.
He's hiding in the
Right.
bathroom stall, yes.
Right. But when he's really sitting next to his wife. So let's listen.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, what's going on now?
Josh said he was meeting you at the bar. Is he with you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just went to the bathroom.
He's sitting right
Yeah,
there.
he's with you?
Yeah,
Oh.
he went to the bathroom.
All right, can you put him on the phone?
I mean, yeah, I gotta go get him. I mean, I think, yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'll get him.
All right.
Yeah. There's your bro code.
That twin brother should feel good that his brother would lie for him like that.
Yeah. But at the same time, the wife's like,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Now she's starting to wonder, like, all right, so what's going on here?
I would be wondering how much have they lied about each other before in the past?
Exactly.
How many more lies have come to me with these brothers?
Exactly. So here's another viral video. It's a woman with a nose ring that gets caught in a fence. Now, something tells me that there's some alcohol involved here. It's a woman whose nose ring gets caught in a chicken coop fence.
Yikes.
And her friend is filming the whole thing while trying to get her free. And she's not having much luck. Listen. I mean, look at that.
That looks outright painful, kind of scary.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
She's
Pull it.
stuck.
Pull it apart. No. Pull it apart.
Wow.
I mean, look at this. She's like, she can't get out of the chicken coop fence.
I'd be afraid to rip my nose off at that point.
Now, there's a lot of things wrong with this. Number one, what the heck is she doing at a chicken coop?
You know what? Maybe it's a good thing she was at that kind of fence. What if it would have been an electric fence? Where,
Oh, jeez.
oh gosh.
Yeah, that just wouldn't have been
Her
right.
her head would have been zapped. But yeah, it's like, how did she get into that predicament in the first place?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
what's she doing at a chicken coop, number one?
Yeah.
With her nose ring attached to the chicken coop. Just that's why I think there's alcohol involved.
There probably was some sort of, probably a lot of, maybe like a whole
yeah.
bottle of gin involved. Yes.
Yeah, a whole lot of alcohol involved, I would say.
That's just insane. Why would somebody even want a video of themselves out like that?
I don't know. But I mean, it showed video of the chickens in the chicken coop, and there she is just plastered up against the chicken coop fence and she can't get out.
Now I want to see the outcome. I want to see if maybe shouldn't she be able to unhook that little ring off of her nose?
I'm not sure because it was a hook. It was
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was a loop.
Yeah.
It was a loop, so it loops in. So it's a hoop earring is what it was.
I see.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could see if it was like a stud and it had a back and you just separate it.
Yes.
But this was all the way through. So
It might have
yeah.
taken the paramedics to come and help her there.
That would have been
I
embarrassing.
hope she got out.
That would have been embarrassing to have to call the medics.
And I hope she got out without ripping a big old nasty hole in her nose.
Deserves a
or
right
half
for
of her
putting
nose apart.
face up against a stupid chicken coop. Anyway, did you know, according to a recent survey, Bonnie, more than half of us have never deleted a single file from any of your devices. They just let them clutter up.
Really, not
Yeah.
a single one.
Not a single item. I'm constantly
Yeah.
deleting stuff off my device.
I at least I try to delete my emails,
Mhm.
maybe some of my old calls that don't need to be on there anymore.
Mhm.
Of course, I try not to erase my contacts. I
Yeah.
don't want to go doing that.
No, that just wouldn't be a good thing.
But there are some people that just don't delete anything, huh?
That wouldn't be a good thing.
There are people that are getting their new phone every year or every other year
They're like
because of
hoarder.
buildup.
They're like a hoarder.
Yeah. Oh man, we had a hoarding show on the other night.
What?
Oh, it was nasty.
Really?
I saw this show on hoarders, Evan.
Uh-huh. Oh, I've watched that before. It's on Lifetime or one of those channels.
Yeah.
They also have shows like My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were two brothers that owned a home and they had to get a lady out of there. She
Mm-hmm.
hoarded so much that this got really gross, that she had rats running through her living quarters.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And they were talking about these weren't even like little tiny rats. These are some of the biggest rodents that you ever seen
Oh, my.
as rats.
That's not good.
That's how big they were.
No,
and then they had to, I think it took like 6 dumpsters to unload all the ladies'
Yikes.
trash.
That's not good.
And take the trash away.
That's not good.
Oh, it was just incredible how people, it's like a sickness, a disease of people hoarding things.
It is. Did you know that 56% of millennials now consider themselves mindful drinkers? Mindful drinkers.
Mindful drinkers.
What is a
meaning
mindful drinker?
Mindful is possibly calling an Uber after you had a few or even had one or two.
Even
Maybe they're
one.
mindful of that.
Even one is too many to get in
Yeah.
the car and drive.
Yeah, so
in my opinion.
Yeah, so I guess the millennials being very mindful of
Mhm.
probably how much they're consuming and who's going to drive. I'm hoping.
Here's an interesting stat, Bonnie, and you would appreciate this because you're a movie buff. Did you know that less than 5% of movies released every single year in the United States have a G rating? 5% of the movies.
Yeah, isn't that
they're
something?
a G rating.
Uh-huh.
Very
I know-
interesting.
Well, we see that with any new movie that we're
Right.
watching on Disney. And you
Mhm.
got your Toy Stories.
Right.
A lot of them have that PG or the PG-13 rating in particular because a lot of the writing is also for adults.
Right.
Where they might have that hidden adult innuendo that goes above the kids' heads
Exactly.
for only you to understand.
Exactly.
That way it's a bigger draw, a bigger audience when kids and moms and dads are watching.
Did you know, according to Cosmopolitan, the magazine Cosmopolitan, 20% of guys work out to get over getting dumped.
Oh, yeah?
Another
Oh, that's
20%,
cool.
another 20%
Yeah.
of guys listen to anti-love songs.
Really?
Yeah.
You
They
think-
listen to anti-love
well,
songs.
they're listening to metal then,
I
right?
guess. Heavy metal.
Anything that sweet talking girl when they were with them,
Yeah.
anything that they wouldn't find exciting.
Right.
That's probably how they're getting over it.
Good morning. You're on the radio. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Phil.
Hey, Phil. What's up, buddy?
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm all sun-kissed over here.
Did the bathing suit work out well?
Yeah, both of them did. Both of them really well. The one worked out so well is that the first night that we were there, the blue one that I said that was very low cut.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there was a Spanish lady from Utah, a
Mhm.
young lady, really checking me out and
Oh.
trying
Okay.
trying to hit
Wow.
on me. But she got so close for comfort, though, that I had my purse right there.
Uh-huh.
All of
Yeah.
a sudden, I think I saw her hand kind of sneak down to my purse area.
Oh.
And you got to watch it when you're out in a when you're out in a crowd, particularly a strange crowd with strangers.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, this is how that bathing suit made you look. You can't help it that you attract both sexes.
Yeah, that's true, though. I mean, nowadays in today's society, it's, everything is pretty much open. Unlike 20, 30 years ago, that just wouldn't really be, that was kind of unheard of. But now it's very common that women are attracted to women, men are attracted to men, or guys are attracted to women are attracted to guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's just like when you're not used to it.
Yeah.
Then I went over and I stood by Gary, and then she's like looking across from me, and her lip kind of
disappointment.
Her lip kind of quivered or something.
Yeah, she was disappointed because you had a man.
No, but it was like she was kind of like looking at me all up and down. You know what I mean?
Hey, I got to ask you a question. And Phil and I were debating this over the weekend when Phil and I worked together. You had a picture with Gary on your Facebook page, and it looked like you were on a bus of some sort.
Yeah.
Was it a bus? What was that?
Yeah, we were on a little shuttle bus that they have in the resort that very first night.
Okay.
So we were actually on our way to the North Village, which was a couple of miles away. Now, this is how big this Holiday Inn resort is.
Right.
It's like vast. So, yeah, we wanted to take the shuttle 2 miles to this other area.
We couldn't
of the
quite
resort.
figure it out. I'm like, what the heck are they doing on a bus?
Yeah, I thought you were going like on one. I thought you were like when you go on a cruise and then you go on one of those excursions. They always put you on a bus.
Yeah, that's what we thought it was.
And then you wind up going to a shopping plaza, and that's it.
Phil and I were flipping coins. Like, all right, I'll take the bus. I'll take this, and Phil's like, well, I'll take that, and we'll figure it out.
It was a shuttle bus that's owned by the resort, and the area to go catch the shuttle bus was just like maybe a couple of steps away from the villa that we were staying on Orange Lake Boulevard. So we got right out there and got on the bus right away and went to the other area of the park. So
Phil, you and Veronique should go check out this resort with Rebecca. You guys would really like it, from what Bonnie was saying.
I think we're going to go to what do you call it? To NASA probably next month.
Oh, you're gonna go see Randy Siegel's territory.
Yeah, we were thinking about it.
Okay.
We'll see. We don't know just yet, but yeah.
All right.
But yeah, looking at that, there was another picture of Gary with the golf club.
Oh yes. He was teeing off. He was fantasizing. He was fantasizing that he wanted to play against Tiger Woods.
He was actually calling Jaden a little Tiger Woods when Jaden got out there.
Oh.
He's like, Gary's going, come on, Tiger. but we were playing some mini golf, which was refreshing to me because, living up in Wisconsin and going to Wisconsin Dells, we used to play it all the time. So it's been years since I've even just done a little bit of mini golf, of course.
Yeah, she played against Gary, and she beat Gary.
By 8 points.
By eight strokes, as they call it. 8 strokes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a
8 is enough.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. She kicked his arse, basically, is what she did.
That's our girl right
That's
there.
right. That's our girl, and she's back in rare form now. So did you catch part of the show, or should I say, did you catch part of the train wreck yesterday?
Yeah, I caught some of it. Yeah.
I was telling Bonnie, poor Boz, he was just oh man, it was quite interesting. I felt like we were.
It's funny. I had this when I had my radio show years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's the easiest thing in the world. Oh, I can go in there and talk for 3 hours and read news articles and everything else.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game when you go in there. You got to think of things to say, ad lib, get your news ready, get your weather ready. They don't think about that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, and then when they do get to do it, they have a whole new respect for it.
I mean, you sat in one morning for Bonnie, and you were like, because you've never really done talk radio before. You've always done.
I did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I did a late night radio.
Yeah, you did late night radio, but you've never sat in for Bonnie, and you got to experience what Bonnie goes through.
I used to produce the Dick Farrell show.
Yeah, oh, that's a whole nother animal.
WBZT back in the day, and that was similar because I had to do the news for that.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a lot of multitasking, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
But we were gonna call in Brian yesterday. Gary and I were and just busted his chops.
You should have called in. Oh my gosh!
Funny.
See, the issue is, it sounded like the show was being broadcasted out of Boston, Massachusetts. It's like a road trip.
He was gonna.
Oh,
bust
by the way,
him.
I was told lady I worked with. She said she's from Boston too. She goes, never when you meet someone from Boston, ask them what they call a water fountain.
A water fountain?
Yeah, they don't call it water fountain.
What do they call it?
They call it a gurgler.
A gurgler. I'll have to ask Brian that.
Yeah. Any Bostonian will tell you that.
A gurgler.
All right, hold on. I'm going to text Brian right now.
Or
I'm going
to
to
text it's a gurgler or bubbler or something like that. But it's not called a water fountain.
Really?
I've never even heard of that before. Of course, I'm not from Boston, so.
What's another name for a water fountain?
But now, when I looked up a gurgler, it came up to be a fishing hook, like some sort of a fishing lure. The gurgler of the Gartside gurgler, a style of tying that makes any streamer a surface of fishes like a popper, whatever that means.
A popper or a gurgler, something like that.
Oh, excuse me. May I have permission to go to the gurgler? Oh, Lord. All right, man. Hey, thanks so much for calling. We got to get to news.
Oh, you know what?
Talk to you later.
Maybe I was spelling it G-U. Maybe it's a G-E-R-G or something like that. A gurgler, a water fountain, though?
Maybe we'll get Brian to call into the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get him to call in and talk about his experience yesterday.
That would be fun.
Yes. It's 6:48 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news, all brought to you by our good friends at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, it's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A year after Hope Heights homes were flooded by about 30 inches of rain, leaving residents displaced, Martin County is prepared to buy 10 of the 13 most flood-prone homes as soon as next month. Nearly $4 million from the state and federal governments will pay for the acquisitions. The money from the state Division of Emergency Management and the Federal Emergency Management Agency will reimburse the county for purchase of the non-historical homes, said Jim Gorton, County Public Works Director. Appraisals are to begin in early June after the county chooses a real estate appraisal company, which should happen at the May 25 County Commission meeting. Hope Heights residents have awaited help since Memorial Day weekend when 2.5 feet of rain began to overwhelm the neighborhood over 12 days. At least 32 homes had been damaged and at least 19 families were displaced because of the neighborhood's failed infrastructure, a sunken basin with no drainage for rainwater. Now, however, the groundwater levels are the lowest they've been since July, Gorton said, down 7.9 inches over the past 2 months. Target, CVS, and Starbucks are now joining other retail stores and restaurants in eliminating their mask requirements for fully vaccinated customers. Here's WPTV's Derek Lowe.
One step closer to normalcy.
I think it's fine. I think this has gone on long enough.
You can now add Target, CVS, and Starbucks to the growing list of retailers eliminating mask requirements for vaccinated customers.
I don't know that it's going to lead to a spike in cases. There are people that never wore masks.
A policy that's now relying on an honor system.
I chose to keep my mask on because how do I know if these people are really vaccinated or not?
For some, the change in rules was met with excitement. Others, concern. Infectious disease doctor Modi Ramgopal says it's unknown if the decision will lead to a spike in cases.
I personally think it is kind of too soon because I would have liked to wait to see that there's no emergent variants around the world before we do this.
The doctor is eyeing the end of the year when vaccine efficacy may diminish.
The vaccines are not going to be 90% protective, as we saw with the earliest strains. It's going to be less. It's going to be 50% or 70%.
Some shoppers say despite receiving their full series of shots, they'll continue to remain cautious.
I will probably still wear my mask in big box stores for a while.
In Port St. Lucie, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A recent report in the New York Post claims Florida might as well be known as the sixth borough of New York City. Here's WPTV's Ryan Hughes.
We have definitely seen a housing and population boom in our area during the pandemic. Many New Yorkers telling me they're moving here because businesses and schools are open, and real estate agents we spoke with today say there are no signs of it slowing down. The picture-perfect views, waking up the palm trees, and Florida's loose restrictions during the pandemic. Just a few reasons Nicole Rashinato decided to move to Palm Beach County from New York.
I feel free here compared to back at home where if that's not happening, at least not yet.
Nicole spent her whole life in New York, but last week she made the move to Delray Beach with her 2 young boys.
When I heard that Florida schools were open and they were able to go to the classrooms and be in person, I fell in love with that.
New numbers from Florida's Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles shows nearly 34,000 New Yorkers switched out their New York driver's license for a Florida one between September 2020 and March 2021, helping fuel the housing boom in South Florida.
It hasn't slowed down one iota.
Andrew Levy is a real estate agent with Ecofine Properties. Many of his clients are New Yorkers now looking for more elbow room and fleeing the city because of COVID and lower taxes.
The no income tax is a very significant, break from New York. So if you live in Manhattan, you've got city tax, state tax, federal taxes.
Andrew says the demand is still high and supply low, and New Yorkers continue to scoop up property sight unseen, offering more than the asking price.
I understand why.
Nicole clearly happy with her decision to move south.
I feel like things in Florida have been moving forward instead of going backwards. And I feel like in New York, things are staying stagnant and if anything moving backwards and not forward.
And Andrew, the real estate agent you heard from in the piece, says this remains a strong seller's market. And the 3 counties in Florida where the majority of New Yorkers are moving to: Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade. We are live tonight in Palm Beach County. Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Lastly, Ariana Grande and her real estate agent boyfriend Dalton Gomez got married over the weekend at her house. It was a small ceremony with less than 20 people in attendance. They've been together since last January. Well, here's our NBA playoff matchup set up for tonight. Game 1 will be the Charlotte Hornets versus the Indiana Pacers. Game start will be at 6:30 tonight. Game number 2, the Washington Wizards take on Boston Celtics. Game time at 9. News time is 6:53. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
.655 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on?
Well, it's a quiet Tuesday morning out on our roadways. US 1 looks fine. So do our major highways. No tie-ups. And there's your latest look at traffic. 76 in Stuart this morning. In Hanover, Germany, it's 56. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 70s under mostly clear skies and some coastal showers moving in from off the ocean. This afternoon, highs in the low to mid 80s, partly sunny skies and a 20% chance for some quick moving showers. Breezy winds out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the low to mid 70s, a few passing showers into the night. Tomorrow, highs in the low to mid 80s, rain chances up to 30%, and winds cranking up out of the east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Mornings are better with the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on WSTU.
6:58 right now on the Get Up and Go Show. Bonnie, I want to read something that the President of the United States posted on Instagram. I find this quite interesting. He wrote on this International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. The message from the United States is clear. Everyone deserves dignity and equality, no matter who they are or whom they love. We're committed to advancing LGBTQ and rights here at home and around.
Nice.
Very powerful message.
Yeah, very nice.
And I like that he wants equality for everybody.
That sounds pretty unifying.
I really like that a lot. And that's what the country needs. We need to unify and all stand strong.
Yes,
no matter
indeed.
what your beliefs are, without a doubt. We're WSTU Stuart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't you dare go anywhere. Hour number 2 is just around the corner.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Oh, thank you very much, Madam Announcer. The date is May the 18th, 2021.
Eat your damn dinner.
All right, I'll eat my dinner. Quit telling me, okay?
Are you ready, kids?
Yeah, we're always ready.
Oh, no. How will we ever get back to Bikini Bottom now?
I guess you'll have to use a GPS. That's my humble opinion on that. 7:07 is the time right now. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 7:07 a.m.
That's right. Welcome to Bikini Bottom, Bonnie. You wore actually a brand new bikini up in Orlando, didn't you?
Yeah, brand new swimsuits.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice. You got to take 2 or 3 of them when you go on vacation, Evan.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because you don't want to put that one that's already been soaking wet or feels damp, particularly if it's getting like a little bit cooler outside and you're feeling that cooler weather. It's good to put a nice dry one on.
Oh, definitely. And a little secret, too. You can hang that bikini over the air conditioner and it'll dry out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
The air blowing on it will dry it out for you.
It's nice to have a variety of pattern, too, when you swim.
Got to have variety of patterns.
Go good out in that. Go out in a different pattern once in a while.
If you're going away for 3 days, you should have 3 bikinis.
You got to show new sparkle.
That's right. Show the curve, show the sparkle, show the glitz and the glitter and the glam, without a doubt.
One for every pool. And where we were at, there were like 7 of them.
Oh, geez, you need a week's supply.
Yeah.
My gosh. Let's do birthdays and anniversaries. And as I mentioned before, today is May the 18th, 2021. Bonnie, what do you have for me this morning?
Well, we got to say happy birthday to young Jack. Jack is our friend in Port St. Lucie, and he had been interning, and he had the Young Jack show a long time ago on our music station.
Okay.
Right across here over the Roosevelt Bridge.
Okay.
And young Jack, we say happy birthday to you, buddy.
All right.
And very good kid. And
do we know how old young Jack is? He's obviously young.
He's no longer a kid. He is now married.
Oh, geez.
That I see, and he has a great family right here in Port St. Lucie.
Now, has Jaden officially turned 13?
He has.
He is officially 13.
He officially turned 13 on, let's see, was it, I think Saturday.
Wow.
Was the 15th he did.
Okay.
I found he likes these dinosaurs and dragons.
Okay.
I got the biggest blow-up dragon,
all right.
Like a blow-up for the pool area.
Is Jaden home right now? Is he awake? Is Sue awake?
They're at school, man.
Darn it.
They're
What time
on
they
their
start?
way to school pretty soon.
Really?
Together. Yeah.
Oh, so they're in the car right now.
Either the car or on the school bus. They're probably riding with her.
Darn it. I wanted to call him, wish him a happy birthday. Well, I'm going to have the band play for him, all right? This is for Jaden. So you make sure and let him know that we wished him a happy birthday. We had the band play happy birthday for him and everything.
They actually had to get back to school yesterday. He was kind of unhappy when he had to leave the resort.
Oh, no.
But, when you're 13, you're a kid and you love the water, I wouldn't want to leave a resort either. Of course, me being the grown-up, I was kind of happy to get out of there yesterday.
Yeah. So he's an official teenager now.
Officially so, yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Well, happy birthday to you, Jaden. 13 is just the beginning. You've got a lot more years to go. We got a phone call right now. Hi, good morning. You're on the air. Who's this?
Very good afternoon to you, old chap.
Good afternoon. Well, it's only 7:10 in the morning here, which means it's, what are you? Let me see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon
midday.
there.
I'll save you the mathematics. It's 10 past 12.
Oh, so you're only 5 hours ahead.
Yeah, 5 hours for the East Coast, and we're 8 hours in front of your West Coast.
Wow. Okay. So how have you been? How's the family?
We've been absolutely great. The family's, getting there. My oldest daughter's got her own business, so that seems to be back on track. My youngest daughter has to commute into the city of London, and it hasn't been a problem yet. And my wife's doing what she does, which is being a wife, being a mother, and a registered childminder to every other person's kids that have to be looked after before and after school.
I like that, a registered childminder. I've never heard it put that way.
what kind of business does your oldest daughter have?
Emily's she's got a company called Love and Beauty, and she deals mainly in eyelashes, that sort of thing, you know, where they actually weld on the individual eyelashes.
They weld the lashes onto your...
No, they don't weld them on.
That's what I thought you said.
No, so they glue the individual eyelashes. So instead of sticking great big Venetian blinds on people's eyes, now she does it. I mean, it takes a good hour and a half for each customer.
Does she have a website? That's her business. Does she have a website, Mark?
I don't know if she's got a website. She's definitely got different sort of social media accounts and stuff like that, but she doesn't have an official website.
We need to get her a website so we could plug her website for our listeners, and if they want to purchase anything, they can get some stuff from across the pond.
Yeah, well, she keeps on saying that she wants to come to Florida and set up a business in Florida. So we'll see how that one pans out in the very near future.
We've got some great locations right here in downtown Stuart where she could set up.
I know the area. Well, I know the Fort Lauderdale area. Obviously, it's a bit further away. But when we come over, we quite often go to the Mexican Gulf Coast. So we'll go anywhere from Clearwater down to Indian Shores.
I love Clearwater. Clearwater Beach is so beautiful. The water is so blue over there, and
white sands.
The white sands. Yeah,
I've actually got some of that white sand in my loft. Every time we go, I always bring back a small amount and put it into various spice bottles.
Now, Customs
and turn them into objet d'art, we'll say, and just a fun thing to do.
Now, Customs doesn't give you a hassle with the white sand.
The only thing that happened was in 2018, on my way home, it was in my hand luggage in a bag. And of course, it went through the scanner and there was a bit of a panic. And they tested for drugs and explosives.
Oops. They thought it was cocaine probably because it was white.
Well, it was, I think we were sort of just coming out of, various terrorism acts around the world.
Yeah.
And they explained, it could be anything. Because I said, it's just sand from the beach. And they said, yeah, but just sand from the beach couldn't bring down an aircraft. I understood that. I said, it's absolutely fine. I don't mind being stopped and security checked because I know that they're doing their job. And that makes me safe.
Exactly.
Yeah, from time to time, they've had to open my saline solution, of all things.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that it's really saline solution.
Yep, they want to check it.
And you're like, well, what else could it be?
It could be peroxide or something like that. You know, that's how they were making the bombs. Do you remember in 2007 when they blew up the subway trains and the buses and they were mixed? It was basically flour type mix, etc., and then peroxide. And that can make things go boom. And so, the most innocuous stuff. I mean, we've been stopped at airports and had stuff confiscated from hand luggage. If you've got too much perfume or your armpit spray or something like that, if it's over a certain amount, they'll take it off you and that's it. It's gone. It doesn't matter how much it's cost you,
Too much, like if you have too much perfume on or something?
Oh, yeah. You're only allowed so many ounces when you fly in a carry-on.
Okay.
But you can put a bigger amount in your luggage and check your luggage.
Yeah, in the luggage is fine. But on the carry-on, it was 100. So you'll find at the London airports, at least, you'll find all those disposal bins. And it's basically, this is your last chance to throw it away. So... toothpaste, tubes of toothpaste. If you've got a huge tube of toothpaste, why you'd be carrying that in your hand luggage, I don't know. But, people do the weirdest things when they're traveling.
You'd be surprised at some of the strangest thing TSA is in people's luggage without a doubt. Mark, how's the COVID situation over across the pond in England these days?
Well, we're doing really, really well. Yesterday was another milestone in the 4-point plan. It was point number 3, and restaurants, bars, etc., are now open where you're allowed to sit inside.
Yes.
So I took my good lady wife to lunch yesterday. And, everywhere, as you can imagine, was incredibly crowded because, people haven't been free to do that since before Christmas. There is concerns that June the 21st was the date where it all ends and we can forget it and put it behind us. But because of the Indian that has come into the UK, and there are several cities in the north of England where it's quite high, that 21st of June may slip. Now, that's obviously going to be a heartbreak for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I didn't think this was going to be a sort of thing where we could just put dates. You can't just put dates on anything. You've got to see how things go. You can suggest it might happen these dates, but to actually say it will happen this day, I think we're all resigned to the fact that June the 21st may not be the plan where we can take off our masks and all hug each other and whatever else we need to do.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But we're getting there, but we are a lot freer in as much as, freer to socialize in confined spaces. And the youngsters especially, it's so good for those because they can actually get out and socialize and do what young people need to do. Not what they want to do, but what they need to do. People like myself and my wife, we're sort of quite happy to do our own thing and not have to worry about overly social interaction. So there you go. We're getting there slowly, catchy monkey.
I just can't wait until department stores open up their fitting rooms again, so you can actually
some of them have though
go and try some clothes on. Yeah, some do. The Bells in the Bells outlet where I go, they've had their fitting rooms open, but some other stores that I do like to go to, no fitting rooms, and then I can't buy the clothes because I have to try it on before I buy it. Always.
A little secret, and I've done this, and I'm guilty of this. Mark, you'll probably get a chuckle at this one. For the places that don't have fitting rooms open, go through the line, pay for the clothes, then you go into the restroom and you go into the handicap stall, you try it on, and then if it doesn't fit, you return it instantaneously. You haven't even gone out of the store. And it's perfectly legal to do that.
I can trump you on that one.
All right, go ahead.
I've tried stuff on the shop floor.
Wait a minute, you dropped your britches?
T-shirt off, T-shirt on, shorts off, shorts on. I mean, you have to sort of get yourself strategically placed between the racks of clothing. But I can't be messing about with fitting rooms, and I can't be messing around with. You got to do what you got to do. And I think no one around. Quick. I'm fast, man. I'm fast. I can have a T-shirt and shorts on in the blink of an eye.
Is that like hiding behind bushes in the clothing store?
Yeah. Just get in amongst the clothing. It just depends what clothing you're trying on. That's where you could get caught, and it's wrong. If I'm trying on a dress or a nice skirt, I'm in trouble if I'm caught.
Oh my gosh.
How do you look at it so fast? I couldn't be quick about it. I couldn't only do it at a glance. I have to look and then look and then look again. So I would get caught at it.
No, you see, for me, I just make sure they fit. And that's it. I just want to know that if I look at it and I think I like that, if it fits, I'll buy it. If it don't fit, I think I don't like it anymore. I just put it back on the rack.
Nice.
Or drop it on the floor.
Quick question before we let you go, because we have to get to news.
Yeah, of course.
Does England follow? Do you guys follow CDC guidelines over there in England, or is that just a U.S. thing?
Do we follow what guidelines?
The CDC, Centers for Disease Control.
Yeah, I mean we've got guidelines, yes. So I mean obviously we go by government advice at the moment.
Okay.
On these disease control.
Okay, I didn't know if you in England they follow CDC, what we follow here in the States, if that was a worldwide thing or just a states thing. That's why I was asking.
I think you'll find we've got an equivalent, and that's why I questioned the acronym. I wasn't too sure.
Right.
But anyway, a conversation for another time, Evan.
Definitely.
And Bonnie, I hope you're well rested after that lovely holiday. I like that area of Orlando. So we're quite often at Lake Buena Vista, and we quite often have a villa there or an apartment or something like that. We don't do hotels anymore.
Well, we're coming to stay with you next time you're in Lake Buena Vista. Just get an
That's
extra
right.
room for my family and Bonnie's family.
Well, it'd make it a nice big party.
We'll just take the whole block. We'll take
There
it
you
by
go.
storm.
There you go.
Listen, everyone there, have a fantastic day, and much love to your listeners as always. I
Thank you,
look
Mark.
forward to the next call.
I appreciate it. That's our good friend Mark Hales calling from across the pond to keep us updated on what's happening for our friends that live in England
Yeah,
and
and
travel over to this area and
Cool
go back.
That sometimes he comes over to our
Yeah,
pond
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, well,
so
we don't have a pond, but maybe he'll just jump in the canal or something. Who knows? It is 7:22. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Disgraced former Seminole County tax collector Joel Greenberg is pleading guilty to 6 federal felony charges, including sex trafficking of a minor.
Federal prosecutors are dropping 27 counts against Greenberg, who resigned in June in exchange for his cooperation with federal investigators. The name of Greenberg's friend, Congressman Matt Gaetz, does not appear in Greenberg's plea agreement. Gaetz has denied any wrongdoing. Greenberg could be sentenced to at least 12 years in prison and will have to register as a sex offender when he's released. Larry Spillman, Orlando.
Now, on May 15th, Port St. Lucie police officers responded to the 100 block of Southwest Ray Avenue about a disturbance. Once on scene, officers came in contact with Terry Kessler. A records check revealed that he had warrants from Port St. Lucie Police Department investigation that was reported 23rd of 2018. The victim reported that on July 23, 2018, someone stole his wallet from his vehicle, and Port St. Lucie police detectives learned that there was a total of 7 transactions or attempts at 1780 Northeast Jensen Beach Boulevard Publix Supermarket. On July 23, 2018, at 8:28 a.m. and 8:29 a.m., Kessler successfully withdrew $202.95 on each occasion. There were 4 more attempts on the same date. There were 2 other attempts on July 24 of 2018 and the 31st, 2018. Kessler made 4 additional attempts at the shops of Victoria Square. On July 23rd, 24th, and 31st, there were 2 additional attempts on July 23 of 2018 at Publix on 9100 South US Highway 1. At the time the warrants were issued, Port St. Lucie police detectives were unable to locate Kessler. Kessler is being charged with communications fraud, criminal use of personal identification, possession of a stolen credit card, fraudulent use of credit card, 3rd degree of grand theft. Kessler is currently being held at $185,000 bond. Noise along Crosstown Parkway is so bad that the city is contemplating buying some people's homes. The city council Monday discussed results of study that found 22 locations along the 8-mile roadway to have noise levels just under the Florida Department of Transportation noise abatement criteria threshold of 66 decibels. The Crosstown Parkway Bridge took over 40 years to build, cost roughly $91 million, and opened September 2019. The entire parkway connects Interstate 95 East to the intersection of US 1 at Village Green Drive. In response to resident complaints, the noise study was conducted September 15 through October 14 and February 18 through February 22nd. T-minus 2 weeks until hurricane season, so now is the time to review all of your insurance policies.
Flooding continues to be our number one risk and threat. We face that all the time. But in addition to that, we have tropical cyclones, we have fire weather.
Lastly, after a 24-hour postponement, that is, United Launch Alliance will attempt a launch today from Cape Canaveral. Liftoff of an Atlas V rocket carrying a satellite for the U.S. Space Force is scheduled for 1:31 today Eastern Time. Garrett Cole issued his first walk in more than a month Monday night, but he managed to set a big league record first. The New York Yankees ace set the major league record since 1900 for most consecutive strikeouts without a walk, breaking a mark Corbin Burns of the Milwaukee had just set just last week. News time is 7:26 with weather and traffic together next.
$7:27 right now in the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, not finding any accidents on our roadways. So, yeah, it's really been a quiet Tuesday morning, and we're hoping it remains that way. Have a safe ride on your travels. There's your latest look at traffic. It's up to 74 in Port St. Lucie, and in Owings Mills, Maryland, it's 49. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 70s under mostly clear skies and some coastal showers moving in from off the ocean. This afternoon, highs in the low to mid 80s, partly sunny skies and a 20% chance for some quick moving showers. Breezy winds out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the low to mid 70s, a few passing showers into the night. Tomorrow, highs in the low to mid 80s, rain chances up to 30%, and winds cranking up out of the east at 15 to 25 miles per hour.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news. Ariana Grande got married in California over the weekend. Little is known about her husband other than he's a 25-year-old real estate agent and he'll be divorced soon. Ronnie from Jersey Shore is getting mental health treatment. He made the decision after consulting friends, family, and body spray. Ricky Schroeder apologized for harassing a Costco employee over the store's mask policy. And just in time, because they accepted his application, he begins on Friday. Prince Harry says he wanted to leave royal life before he met Meghan, but he decided to tough it out because, free castle. And the hackers of the Colonial Pipeline were hacked. Speaking of hacks, Carlos Mencia is booked this weekend at the Chuckle Hut in Sheboygan. This is not Headline News.
From Not Headline News, we go to Stupid News.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
All right, would you grade me?
I would say it's an A+.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as exciting as Phil, but will he be in later this week with us
I
to
just
do
got
it?
a head rush.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me. My head turned cherry red for a minute there. Whew. Wow. Yeah.
I think you got
Okay.
a head rush like that before when you did it, didn't
yeah,
you?
I got to stop doing that. I'm getting too old for this stuff. Anyway, there's a 33-year-old guy named Xavier Cummings who lives in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And this past Thursday, last week, he was wandering on the highway and the police stopped to see what he was doing. But as they were trying to talk to him, he hopped into the running police car and he took off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was a high-speed chase, and eventually another police officer ran him off the road and into the woods. But when a bunch of police pulled up to try to grab him, he managed to run past all of them, jump into another running police
Ran
car.
into the car.
No, he jumped into another running police car, and he stole that one
Oh,
next.
my gosh.
Yeah. So there was another chase. And this time, when they stopped him, I'm thinking no one left their car running this time. They
I
got a
hope
little
not.
smart to that. And he was finally arrested and facing a ton of charges.
So he was like fooling all of those police officers.
So he hops in one car,
Yeah.
steals the car, runs into the woods with it. Police catch up with him. He avoids them,
Wow.
runs around, gets into another running car because, in police work, you're always told to leave your car running because if you have to go chase somebody.
For that fast takeoff.
Yeah, for the
Instant
fast takeoff, or
right?
the battery could go dead and then you can't charge your car.
Sure. You got to
So,
be ready.
yeah,
And-
exactly.
but it sounds like the thief was ready.
Yeah.
he was ready
I'd
too.
say so. Yeah, he definitely
my.
got a ride. Yeah, all right. He got a ride to the pokey. That's what he got.
How did he do that twice? How was he
I don't
able
know.
to get in steal the police car twice?
He just stole two different police cars.
Yeah.
Is what he did. Smart guy.
Fox, smart like a fox.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the courtroom when that happens.
No.
Let's go to Parkersburg, West Virginia, where Chad Wilson is behind bars for allegedly setting fire to a Little Debbie snack cake truck.
Oh my.
How dare he do that?
Oh, all those little Debbies.
All those Little Debbies.
My goodness.
The Little Debbie cakes. The truck and its inventory were completely ruined. Police said that Wilson set the
Oh.
fire intentionally because he felt that Little Debbie was having an affair with somebody named Nathan, as in Nathan's famous hot dogs.
Are you
I am
kidding
dead
me?
serious.
What the
He's been
world?
charged with third-degree arson and
Oh.
arraigned in a courtroom, and his bond is set at $50,000.
Yeah, Little Debbie and Nathan, they might be a hot item.
Yeah.
Might make a cute little couple.
Let's just say gives a new meaning to hot dog in the bun. Put a Swiss roll in the bun instead.
I wonder when that Little Debbie truck started on fire. I wonder if it drew kind of like a sweet smell in the air.
I don't know.
Fire and the smokiness.
But the
and
fact
all
that the
sweet
guy
cakes.
was upset that Little Debbie was supposedly having an affair with Nathan, as in Nathan's famous hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there's something. I think that guy is missing the hot dog inside his own bun.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
without a doubt. Bonnie, iPhones have this feature called Live Photo. Now, do you know what that is?
Live photo.
Live photo.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, what it is when you take a picture and you send it to somebody, it's actually like a 2-second video. When you put your finger on it, it kind of gives you 2 seconds of video.
It gives you like a movement, a little small movement for a moment, right?
It gives you 2 seconds of video. So anyway, a woman by the name of Serena Kerrigan posted a video this past Sunday showing how her boyfriend sent her a photo of an empty bed in a hotel room, telling her that he missed her. Okay, that was sweet.
Very sweet.
On the road.
Such a sweetheart.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Very kind.
It wasn't so sweet because when the girlfriend pressed down to see the live photo, at the end of the clip, there's a random woman who jumped on the bed 2 seconds later.
She was getting in the bed, huh? Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
So much for missing her.
Wow.
Yeah, he got busted.
It's a good thing that she saw that live footage then to bust him.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So, folks, if you're planning on going away and you have a spouse and you want to send your spouse a picture from the hotel that you're at, make sure and turn off live photo so these things won't happen.
Modern technology has a way of catching up with you.
I don't condone you doing this anyway, cheating on your significant other. But if you're going to send a photo and you're cheating, turn the live photo feature off.
I wonder if she called or texted him right away with this.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Or held it in until they got home. And then she just lit on fire.
I'm sure she probably ripped into him. I would think she would have. Probably threw all his clothes out on the porch, if you ask me.
Or over the front lawn.
Yeah, over the front lawn or something. Out the back or even in the garbage truck.
I know I would.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, could you
bring out the
imagine?
dumpster.
Yeah. There's a 22-year-old guy by the name of Andrew Peterson in Lone Rock, Wisconsin. Do you happen to know where that is?
I don't.
Lone Rock.
I've heard of Lone Rock. I'm pretty sure. Not too certain where that is there.
Okay, I figured I'd ask you. He lives at home with his mother, who's 43 years old, and he got really upset because he could not find his phone. So he wound up tasing his mother in his mother's neck. He tased her with a taser gun because he couldn't find his phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, this hits close to home. Gary was going to tase me when I got home on Friday.
What?
Remember?
Is he nuts?
And he said, Bonnie, you guys were even talking about it on air. Remember when you said how I got to call my phone sometime when I got to find it?
Right.
We're talking about a phone.
Right.
Well, our phones are so identical looking lately that I grabbed his phone to come to work with me here on Friday morning.
Oh, no, you had his phone here?
I had his home phone here.
And he
the whole
had your
time.
phone.
He didn't even have my phone. It was like I had both phones.
Oh my
I had my
gosh.
phone and I had his phone. So
Okay.
he couldn't even call me on it to check on it.
Okay.
And he wasn't sure where his phone was hiding. But then he thought, I bet she took it and put it in her purse. I bet
Okay.
it's with her. And I even had errands to run after work.
Oh, no.
I had all these errands because we were going out of town and I
Right.
didn't get home till about 11.
Oh,
And
no.
he's sitting there on the couch waiting
Oh, I'd go nuts.
all that time without
I'd
his
go.
phone.
I'd go nuts. But what does tasing have to do with the phone missing?
I think
That's
he
what I'm-
wanted to tase me. I just like it. There was some tasing involved in the story.
Oh, in other words, he was a little ticked off, so he wanted to just give you the shock factor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, that guy was arrested for battery, disorderly conduct, and more. And his girlfriend, who's 20-year-old woman named Colleen Parker, she was also arrested.
Oh.
And you know why she was arrested? Because she punched the guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, she punched the guy's mom in the face as well 3 days later.
See, technology, is it really worth fighting over?
Yeah.
And I'm sure somebody was arrested there and maybe went to jail over
Yeah.
battery or something.
Yeah.
Is it really worth it?
I don't know. I don't carry a taser. That's just not
No,
right.
I wouldn't want to carry
No.
one.
Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Fredo, how are you this morning?
Hi, Bonnie. Welcome back, baby.
Thank you, Fredo. Good
Hey,
morning.
so did you? I wanted you to ask your thoughts on Brian Bozzio's performance yesterday on the show. I know
Very
you
masculine. Very
called
masculine, man. Brought a lot of masculinity to the show.
Oh.
As I always try to promote masculinity because you know, all about manhood. Yeah, man.
Right.
So, since I'm a manly man and I like to do manly things like wear my medallion. By the way, you can meet me at Medallion Man today at between 2 and 4. I'll be signing autographs and I'll be handing out Bonnie's pictures too. Yeah, man.
Oh.
You should be a spokesperson for some kind of aftershave with all of that manliness.
Well, I do have Fredo's aftershave. Yeah, man, I got that. Some rubbing alcohol with some Avon perfume mixed in there. And it's all good. Yeah, man.
Oh, Mary Kay too? Any Mary Kay involved?
No, I don't do Mary Kay. I do Fredo K. Yeah, man. Fredo K. All the lotions. Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, I wonder if you do this. Avon calling.
No, it's Fredo calling.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Man.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, especially those lonely housewives that knock on the door and said, "Are you lonely today, baby?"
Oh, gosh. My gosh.
We have several lotions here. Yeah, man.
You know, I'm gonna have Brian Bosio put a tracking device on his car.
Oh, he wants to search my property now. He said that on the air yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Brian Bosio said he wanted to search his property.
He did now.
Yeah, he wants to execute a warrant to do a search.
So he could be like over there any day and maybe like surprising you when you don't even know he's coming.
Yeah.
Bonnie, I must say you looked great in your blue bathing suit over the weekend. Yeah, man.
How did you know that?
Something with binoculars, but don't worry about that right now. But you look great, Bonnie. Yeah, man.
I wonder if he was at that resort.
If he came all the way to Kissimmee, maybe it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's true.
Fredo does seem to get around.
He does.
You can't tell by the mileage on my car because I disconnected that. Yeah, man. So there you go.
Oh, Bentley didn't drive you now?
Yeah, you don't have Bentley drive you?
I don't know. Bentley was doing something with Lakeisha. I don't know. Some kind of charity event. She turned him into a bigger whip than he already is now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah, he's all lovey-dovey and everything else.
Wow.
He doesn't want to get into the operations of Fredo Incorporated. Yeah, man.
Geez. So Bentley's in love now? Is that the situation?
Oh, he's been in love. Oh, yeah, for the last year now, ever since she batted his eyes at him and everything else, And now they just go out. They do charity events. They're holding hands. They're doing other things.
Oh, my gosh, puppy.
I just told him, just date her for like a week and you're good.
Maybe she is broadening his horizons on everything.
I wonder if he'll butter his toast finally.
Right.
Actually, you know what he did the other day? He did rye toast the other day.
Rye toast?
Rye toast instead of white
branching
plain
out.
toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's he broadened his horizons, Bonnie.
I guess so.
He's gone to rye bread from white toast.
Maybe he won't seem so boring the next time we talk to him.
Oh, don't say he's boring. It's not that. Come on.
Well,
kid.
Boring.
Boring. It's not that bad.
This is a man who brought a Harley onto a high dive. How is he born?
Oh, I guess I've never seen him when he's been drinking. I haven't been near Bentley.
Oh, he's like a whole different man. Yes, I told you he put the high dive up there. He put a high dive. He put that Harley in my bedroom. I don't know how he got it in there. Yeah.
Does he play the music out of the limo loud?
Yeah.
But
if he has a few drinks, when he does those shaker bombs, man, that's what happens.
Does he put on like thrash metal music? Like
what does he
heavy
listen
metal?
to?
I think you're right. He has like that angry white guy music that he plays. Yeah, man.
Angry white guy
Angry
music.
white guy music. Never heard that one before. My God.
Like Green Day, all that stuff.
Green Day. It's not angry white guy music. That's
I
normal
played with
music.
Green Day back in '96. Yeah, man.
Angry white guy music is probably like Anthrax or something like that, where they mosh pit.
Yeah.
That's
something
it.
He probably does all that.
Some kind of speed metal or something.
Speed metal? What's speed metal?
Oh, yeah.
That's
you don't know about speed metal?
No.
Yeah.
What's speed metal?
Oh, yeah. Through the fire and the flame. Listen to that song right there. Yeah, man.
You don't want to listen to it. It's like almost unhearable. It's
really?
Like, yeah.
It's so fast.
Heavy metal like Metallica at least has a sort of melodies and themes.
Yeah, I can tolerate Enter Sandman by Metallica. I like that song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's some heart and soul in that, like Rick James. Yeah, man.
Rick James is not heavy metal. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like Rick James used to put heart and soul into his music. What you talking about?
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna let you go. We got to do news, and we do have bills to pay here at the studio.
But I need to say, I'll be at Medallion Man. I'll be selling pictures of Bonnie in her bathing suit from her vacation. So if you want to come down, they're $50 a piece. Yeah, man.
$50, Bonnie.
Man. He's banking, huh?
Wow. How many do you have?
Oh, a couple hundred, and Walgreens has some more. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Wow. You're in Walgreens
That
now.
crazy coot.
Wow.
Anyway.
You're in Walgreens. Gosh, only knows.
Lordy,
Wow, I'm gonna
lordy,
have to go to
lordy.
Walgreens when I get out of here and take a picture of your photos in Walgreens and send that to you. 7:46 right now. It's news time. All brought to you by our good friends at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin.
The last time I took a photo at Walgreens, I think it was for a passport that we needed.
I wonder what aisle you're on. Walgreens.
Maybe maybe I'm an employee of the month.
Anyway, here's Bonnie with the news. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning once again. A year after Hope Heights homes were flooded by about 30 inches of rain, leaving residents displaced, Martin County is prepared to buy 10 of the 13 most flood-prone homes as soon as next month. Nearly $4 million from the state and federal governments will pay for the acquisitions. The money from the State Division of Emergency Management and the Federal Emergency Management Agency will reimburse the county for purchase of the non-historical homes, said Jim Gorton, County Public Works Director. Target, CVS, and Starbucks are now joining other retail stores and restaurants in eliminating their mask requirements for fully vaccinated customers. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
One step closer to normalcy.
I think it's fine. I think this has gone on long enough.
You can now add Target, CVS, and Starbucks to the growing list of retailers eliminating mask requirements for vaccinated customers.
I don't know that it's going to lead to a spike in cases. There are people that never wore masks.
A policy that's now relying on an honor system.
I chose to keep my mask on because how do I know if these people are really vaccinated or not?
For some, the change in rules was met with excitement. Others, concern. Infectious disease doctor Modi Ramgopal says it's unknown if the decision will lead to a spike in cases.
I personally think it is kind of too soon because I want to see that there's no emergent variants around the world before we do this.
The doctor is eyeing the end of the year when vaccine efficacy may diminish against different strains.
The vaccines are not going to be 90% protective, as we saw with the earlier strains. It's going to be less. It's going to be 50% or 70%.
Some shoppers say despite receiving their full series of shots, they'll continue to remain cautious.
I will probably still wear my mask in big box stores for a while.
In Port St. Lucie, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
State lawmakers are closer to approving a proposed 30-year gambling deal with the Seminole Tribe of Florida. That after leaders agreed to strip a controversial provision that could have opened the state to online gaming under the control of the tribe. President Joe Biden has released his tax returns, restoring a long-standing presidential tradition. They show that 25.9% of the first couple's income went to the federal government in 2020. The average federal income tax rate is just over 14%. Biden and his wife Jill, a teacher, earned $607,336 last year while he was running for president. Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband, Douglas Emhoff, also released their tax returns, which showed the couple paying a rate of 36.7% on income of $1,695,225 and giving $27,006 to charity. After a 24-hour postponement, United Launch Alliance will attempt a launch today from Cape Canaveral. Liftoff of an Atlas V rocket carrying a satellite for the U.S. Space Force is scheduled for 1:31 Eastern Time today. Lastly, here's a great update on a cool story. LaTanya Young was an Uber driver in Atlanta in 2018, and she mentioned to a passenger named Kevin Esch that she couldn't enroll at Georgia State because she still owed them $700 in back tuition. So he paid for it. And when she promised to pay him back, he said, just graduate. Well, a year later, she got her associate's degree in criminal justice, and Kevin even went to her graduation. And earlier this month, he was there again to see her get her bachelor's degree. She also wrote a book called From Blessed. The Florida Panthers look to even the score when they host the Lightning tonight in Game 2 of their first-round playoff series in Sunrise. Tampa Bay stole home ice advantage with a 5-4 victory in Game 1 on Sunday. News time is 7:50 with weather and traffic together next.
$7:52 on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on?
Well, Evan, on our roadways, traffic's looking fine. No accidents to report. It's been like that all morning, and we're hoping it stays that way. Of course, if you see something, say something. Always give us a call, 220-9788, 220-WSTU. 76, it's partly cloudy in Stewart, and in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, a cloudy 71. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 70s under mostly clear skies and some coastal showers moving in from off the ocean.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
So as most of you know, Brian Bosio was here yesterday and he sat in for Bonnie, and I want to give him his official grade because we did have some people call and email after the show and grade his performance, and I wanted to get his take on things, Bonnie, as well. So I figured let's get him on the line right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's now a radio junkie since we've broken him in. So let's see if he picks up his phone this morning. There's 2 rings.
Good morning.
Yeah, he picks up the phone and then he drops me. Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. So Bonnie's back, and we have a final grade for your performance yesterday, by the way.
Okay. What we talk? I thought last we talked it was a C.
Well, it was a C, but here's the thing. We had some other people call, and I received a few emails.
Oh, okay.
And you've been downgraded to a C minus.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
But with all the phone calls and your popularity, that brings you up to a B plus.
Yeah.
I got a B plus?
Yeah, we give you a B plus.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts on yesterday?
It was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I get more comfortable as you know, the day went on, the morning went on. It felt more comfortable, but at first it's quite overwhelming. You know,
we got a question for you. Evan brought up this morning about you call a water cooler in Boston a girl.
A water bubbler.
It's a bubbler.
It's a bubbler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a girder or something like
Gurgler.
that? Gurgler?
Nope, never heard that before. It's always
No.
been a bubbler.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And also, one thing when we came down here, we took the family to get ice cream, and we wanted Jimmy's. And the lady looked at me like I had, two heads. Well, what do you mean? What did we call them Jimmy's up there?
Jimmy's.
Oh,
Yeah.
So if I go to get an ice cream cone somewhere and ask them to put some Jimmy's on it, they're going to look at me like I'm on something.
Yes, unless they're from up there and they'll understand. But yeah, they're Jimmy's up there. We don't call them sprinkles.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out
All
for
right.
ice cream in Boston.
All right.
Just say put some Jimmy's on
Bonnie,
it.
you
huh?
should have seen his. You should have seen his face yesterday when he walked in here at like 5:30.
Yeah.
And I had everything all laid out for him to try to make it easy.
Yeah.
There were like stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks of paper.
Man.
His look like he almost want to run out the door.
It's just a little whelming at first, but Evan brought you right through it nicely, didn't he? Kind of made
Well, he
it.
did. He pointed to what I needed to do.
Yeah.
He pointed to the paper, and then he pointed to the wall where I have to do the, and then he walked me. So it was, if you watch the broadcast on Facebook, you can see him pointing at stuff, just guiding me through it. So it sounded like I knew what I was doing whatsoever, because he was walking me through it.
And how did you like sitting by Megan McRoberts too yesterday?
Oh,
She
it's
came
fun.
in. Yeah.
I mean, but she comes up there and she does a news broadcast with me, and I don't know why Evan had me do 2 stories and she did 2 stories, but it just, she mopped the floor with me as far as the broadcast.
I'm sure it was a nice blend, Brian.
Yeah, it's fun, and I know Megan well. I've worked with her for years.
Hey,
so.
there's $1 million question. Bonnie asked me this, and I forgot to ask Megan. Is Megan a homegrown girl from West Palm originally?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't know for sure, but I
All
don't
right.
think so.
Okay.
I think she. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think she is.
All right.
Why do I think she's from one of those states like Indiana? or
Yeah,
somewhere?
Ohio or
I think
Indiana, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's from here.
All right. What did your comrades think of your performance yesterday, your fellow
Oh, they
working
got a
police
kick out of it.
officers?
The girls in the records office actually played it on the computer for the whole office to listen to.
Oh, boy.
later on the day. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, by the way, Bonnie, we also called the dispatcher while we were on the air yesterday.
Really?
And we told her to send out a message through the computer system to all the on-duty officers
Oh, yeah?
to listen in their car radios yesterday.
Yeah, and call in. And that was the one thing I said to Evan. I really don't want the guys calling in because cops can be ruthless to each other.
And he got plastered.
He made sure everyone knew to call in.
Yeah, and of course the first call was the chief, definitely, and from it just rolled downhill from there.
Oh, I remember the chief being in here. He was a lot of fun
Yeah.
too.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brian, thanks so much for joining us, and again, thanks again for yesterday. We'll talk to you later, Brian. Have a great day. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station, hour number 3, with Major John Budensiek from the Martin County Sheriff's Office coming up next.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. It is May the 18th. It's a Tuesday on the morning show.
Is it over yet?
No, it's not over. We haven't even gotten started. What are you talking about?
Have you by any chance lost your kitty?
No, I didn't lose my kitty. I don't think Bonnie has lost her cats either.
Hello, is this the interpreter?
Yeah, well, I try to be an interpreter to interpret for people. It's 8:08. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 8:08 a.m.
So when we hear that music, we that just is a prelude to we know who's going to be on, Bonnie.
And we know it's going to be important talk for
It's going to
Martin
be
County.
Yeah, it's going to be really super important because this guy is a really important guy. He's a key player, a key member of the Martin County Sheriff's Office, right next to Sheriff Snyder. It's Major John Budenseek. John, good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. Good morning, all.
Welcome to the program, as always. You know, when you hear your theme music, we always know that it's going to be you.
Very flattering, yes.
Yes. It's I don't think there's another law enforcement agency this side of the Mississippi River that has a law enforcement officer that does a radio show that has his own theme song.
Not that I've heard. Evan.
No.
Not that
No. But it's
Not this side of the St. Lucie River
yeah,
either.
at least the St. Lucie River.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's the family doing, and how's the sheriff's office family doing? Everybody's well?
Yep, my biological family, this is the last week of school for them, so we're wrapping up and going from one award ceremony to graduations, one thing to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff's office family is doing fairly well. We've had a little bit of a COVID issue with our corrections jail, so we're working through that. We have a couple of our rope patrol officers that also have COVID, so we're trying to get them on the mend as soon as possible.
Very good, very good. Well, please tell them we wish them a very, very speedy recovery.
Of course, yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the Wrong Exit campaign that is doing fantabulous, as they say right now. Tell us a little bit about it.
So we've known for a long time through our analytics that these criminals, while we do have local crime, our more serious crime or our larger thefts and frauds and you name it, burglars, come from down south or north of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been, arresting them all along. But then the sheriff came up with a great idea of starting a campaign called The Wrong Exit.
Okay.
And basically we've advertised through Facebook. We put signs out along the turnpike. We've got a billboard here in the middle of Stuart. And we would put one on 95, but there are no signs out there advertising that this is the wrong exit. If you're a criminal and you want to commit crimes, this is the wrong place to get off. And that theme has sort of rallied our troops. They're out there making arrests and hashtagging each other that this is the wrong exit. And then our local residents who feel exactly like we do, this is our county. We're going to keep our county safe from outside criminals. They've also rallied it around the idea. With that, in the last month, we've made 50 arrests of different myriad of arrests from people outside of our county coming in here to commit burglaries, thefts, warrant arrests, down to some of the pettier misdemeanor arrests. We've arrested 50 people that were coming to our county to commit some kind of a crime.
Now, over the weekend, your department arrested an individual on a warrant that was out of Orlando, right?
We did. So this individual was coming through our county. I'm not sure where his destination was, but one of our rope patrol deputies pulled him over in Palm City. Immediately upon pulling him over, he ran and actually jumped in one of those ponds out there by I-95 and 714. He had a choice either to probably get chewed on by an alligator or surrender to our deputies, and he chose the latter. So,
or the canine.
Or the canine, yeah. His options weren't great.
Option A, B, C, or D, all of the above.
Yeah. Or option
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
he had warrants for kidnapping and then aggravated assault out of
my.
Orlando. He's a real bad guy.
Wow.
Bad.
Seasoned bad guy.
And if the criminals can read it all, that's perfect publicity that you all are doing to say, hey, you're not going to get away with it over here, not in this county.
Our goal is that all criminals talk. So our goal is that they go back to Broward County, go back to Palm Beach County, and say, that's a bad idea, fellas. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, last week our narcotics guys were trying to set up a deal, and I read their text thread. In that text thread, they were trying to lure him up to Stewart. In that text thread, the bad guy said, "No, sir, I'm not going to Martin County." So it does seem to be taking.
There needs to be a sign on the exit for Martin County. It says, "Attention criminals, next exit is yours." pointing
we
north
would,
or south.
Or we don't take no strays here.
Yeah, exactly.
No strays allowed.
The Humane Society is up the street and around the corner. Amongst that arrest that you guys had, there were 29 pounds of edible THC. Talk to us a little bit about what that is.
So I'm not here to debate the marijuana legalization, no legalization, but one of the safer forms really of consuming marijuana is through edibles if you have the right dosages in there.
Right.
Unfortunately, what was extremely concerning to me, I have children, we mentioned that when we started the show, is the way that these edibles were packaged.
Right.
Packaged in a way, in fact, I'll explain them to you.
Yeah.
They're packaged in a way where if you weren't really paying attention, if you didn't know, you'd pick up a bag of chips labeled Doritos, packaged exactly like Doritos, or Cheetos, or gummies, or Ruffles chips. They all were packaged identical to the original packaging if it was a real product.
Oh my gosh.
And if you weren't paying attention, again, there's a little label at the bottom that says it contains THC, which is fine and dandy for people like us. Of course, I wouldn't consume them anyway, but an adult would read the label, they would know what they were getting into. But if an adult wasn't paying attention and somebody just handed them what they thought was a bag of chips, they would chew on them and be high in a little while, not knowing what they just consumed.
Wow.
Kids would never figure out the difference.
Wow.
Between THC laced bag of chips and a regular bag of chips. They're just identical.
Wow. Now, are these edibles, and I'm sorry if I'm being a little naive here because I don't know the answer. That's why I'm asking. These edibles are illegal. Am I correct?
They are illegal here in Florida, but they are illegal in other states. So as the different marijuana laws change throughout the different states, different things pop up, and we're getting inundated with everything from raw marijuana to vape pens to edibles. Everything is out there now. And I heard the smoke screen where, we're going to try to help cancer patients, and there is definitely an element of that. But unfortunately, a lot of this is just used for people to get high recreationally. And of course, I'm most worried about our children.
Yeah, I agree with you. Is there still an issue with teenagers and these vape pens? Is there still an issue with things like that going on that you know of?
Yep, it's still an issue. And just to clarify, like if you look at the tobacco industry,
right?
They were sued. They're abundantly clear about what they're selling. When you buy a cigarette, what it is.
Right.
Now with marijuana, it just coming online, it coming out of the black market. It's still this shadowy, veiled thing out there that can probably end up being worse than tobacco down the road. But our kids don't think that it's as bad as tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, the way that it's packaged, it looks like a harmless little, nothing bag of chips or cookie. They could very easily be chowing on it, not knowing what they're consuming.
I can hear the sigh in your voice that it's very disturbing to you, and I'm picking up on that just in the tone of your voice.
Well, we've been fighting. The use in Martin County in particular, we've been pushing back on alcohol consumption
Yeah.
and tobacco consumption.
Mm-hmm.
We've always been pushing back on drug consumption. And this is a new phenomenon where it's just another way for our youth to be doing something that they don't need to be doing right now. Right now, they need to be focused on bettering their life, making good grades, making good life decisions,
Right.
and not intentionally doing something that they shouldn't do. And I'm really worried about them unintentionally now doing something that they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
They could be at a party and a kid hand them a bag of chips, and they're high before they know what was going on.
That's
I had
terrible.
no idea that they could put this in something like a chip that looks like a bag of chips
Yeah.
and then consume that, and then they wouldn't even taste a difference in it. I had no idea that was going on. This is new. I guess it's new to me.
Well,
It's
Bonnie, I didn't taste them, but I looked at them, and they were identical.
honestly, yeah.
But back to your question, yes, technically it's illegal. You can get if you're an adult, you can get a prescription for marijuana and you can legally consume it. We don't deal with that, but there's still a large black market here in Florida and all across the nation, actually, even states where it's legal, of different kinds of marijuana.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Good information for our listeners out there. It's Major John Budenseek from the Martin County Sheriff's Office. He keeps us up to date on all things pertaining to the Sheriff's Office and giving us an update each and every week when the Sheriff cannot be here as well. John, always a pleasure. We really, truly enjoy having you on the program. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Enjoy it. Y'all have a good week.
Y'all have a good week as well. Bye-bye now. All right, now, if you're a baseball fan, then you've got to be there, especially if you're Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban, or even Venezuelan. You don't want to miss the best baseball teams in the Americas. That'll be in Port St. Lucie and West Palm Beach looking for their pass to the Tokyo Olympics. On May 31st at 1 p.m., Puerto Rico meets the Dominican Republic at Clover Park in Port St. Lucie. Then later on that evening, the United States plays Nicaragua. And that same day at 15 Ballpark of the Palm Beaches, there's nothing more and nothing less than Venezuela taking on Cuba. A game for the history. Buy your tickets right now at tickets.com. America's baseball qualifier on the way to Tokyo. It's time for the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,870.50 an ounce, and silver opening up at $28.47 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. $8:21 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news once again. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. And noise along certain stretches of Crosstown Parkway is so bad that the city is contemplating buying some people's homes. The city council Monday discussed results of study that found 22 locations along the 8-mile roadway to have noise levels just under the Florida Department of Transportation noise abatement criteria threshold of 66 decibels. The Crosstown Parkway Bridge took over 40 years to build, cost roughly $91 million, and opened September of 2019. The entire parkway connects Interstate 95 East to the intersection of US 1 at Village Green Drive. In response to resident complaints, the noise study was conducted September 15 through October 14 and February 8, February 22. A recent report in the New York Post claims Florida might as well be known as the sixth borough of New York City. Here's WPTV's Ryan Hughes with more.
We have definitely seen a housing and population boom in our area during the pandemic. Many New Yorkers telling me they're moving here because businesses and schools are open, and real estate agents we spoke with today say there are no signs of it slowing down.
The picture-perfect views, waking up the palm trees, and Florida's loose restrictions during the pandemic. Just a few reasons Nicole Rashinato decided to move to Palm Beach County from New York.
I feel free here compared to back at home where if that's not happening, at least not yet.
Nicole spent her whole life in New York, but last week she made the move to Delray Beach with her 2 young boys.
When I heard that Florida schools were open and they were able to go to the classrooms and be in person, I fell in love with that.
New numbers from Florida's Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles shows nearly 34,000 New Yorkers switched out their New York driver's license for a Florida one between September 2020 and March 2021, helping fuel the housing boom in South Florida.
That hasn't slowed down one iota.
Andrew Levy is a real estate agent with Ecofine Properties. Many of his clients are New Yorkers now looking for more elbow room and fleeing the city because of COVID and lower taxes.
The no income tax is a very significant, break from New York. So if you live in Manhattan, you've got federal taxes.
Andrew says the demand is still high and supply low, and New Yorkers continue to scoop up property sight unseen, offering more than the asking price.
I understand why.
Nicole clearly happy with her decision to move south.
I feel like things in Florida have been moving forward instead of going backwards. And I feel like in New York, things are staying stagnant and if anything moving backwards and not forward.
And Andrew, the real estate agent you heard from in the piece, says this remains a strong seller's market. And the 3 counties in Florida where the majority of New Yorkers are moving to: Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade. We are live tonight in Palm Beach County. Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
President Joe Biden has released his tax returns, restoring a long-standing presidential tradition. They show that 25.9% of the first couple's income went to the federal government in 2020. The average federal income tax rate is just over 14%. Biden and his wife Jill, a teacher, earned $607,336 last year while he was running for president. After a 24-hour postponement, United Launch Alliance will attempt a launch today from Cape Canaveral. Liftoff of a Atlas V rocket carrying a satellite for the U.S. Space Force is scheduled for 1:31 Eastern time this afternoon. Lastly, do you remember those 6 strands of Kurt Cobain's hair that hit the auction block? They officially sold over the weekend for $14,145. They came from a haircut Kurt got in England in 1989 when Nirvana was touring in support of their Bleach album. New York Mets outfielder Kevin Pillar left Monday's game bloodied after being hit in the face with a pitch from Atlanta Braves reliever Jacob Webb. Mets manager Luis Rojas said after New York's 3-1 win that Pillar left Truist Field in Atlanta to go to the hospital and undergo a CT scan. Rojas said the team will find out more about Pillar's injury on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Pillar tweeted that he was doing fine. News time is 8:26. We'll have weather and traffic together coming up.
8:27 is the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we don't have any accidents right here on our Treasure Coast. The US 1 is looking fine, side streets as well, and the major highways moving right along smoothly now. There's your latest look at traffic. It is 74 and partly to mostly sunny sky in Port St. Lucie. In Sapporo, Japan, a clear sky in 59. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 70s under mostly clear skies and some coastal showers moving in from off the ocean. This afternoon, highs in the low to mid 80s, partly sunny skies and a 20% chance for some quick moving showers. Breezy winds out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the low to mid 70s, a few passing showers into the night. Tomorrow, highs in the low to mid 80s, rain chances up to 30%, and winds cranking up out of the east at 15 to 25 miles per hour.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:30 right now on the Get Up and Go show. Without further ado, Randy Siegel is here with a space report. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Well, it was back in 1969 that NASA had a rehearsal landing on the moon. The Apollo 10 spacecraft took off and went to the moon in a dress rehearsal, but they were not allowed to land. The command module stayed in orbit. The crew module went down to 8.4 miles above the lunar surface, but they did not land. What made this flight interesting was that they named their spacecraft. The Apollo 10's lunar module was called Snoopy, and the command and service module was called Charlie Brown. Yep, John Young, Gene Cernan, and Tom Stafford flew that successful mission. In 1996, they had another test flight take place. And the first test flight, I should say, of the DCXA spacecraft. This is a spacecraft that was and was supposed to advance going into space in a different manner. However, there were many problems that took place, and the vehicle never achieved its full potential. It was through a company that was working with Pete Conrad that vehicle took flight. And in 2009, we had the launch of STS-125 mission. That mission was a historical one because it was the last servicing mission for the Hubble Space Telescope, and it brought this telescope back into full operation. Well, yesterday on board the International Space Station, Mark Vanderhee and Thomas Pasqua, along with Commander Akihiko, maintenance work in the Kibo laboratory module. Then work together in the laboratory module to get ready to place astronauts outside the vehicle during a spacewalk that'll be taking place. Will serve as donor cells in the Celestial study. That's taking place in that Kibo module, and it's designed to help get different types of vaccines and drugs to treat diseases here on Earth and advance the commercialization of space. Thomas Pasqua took photographs of the U.S. spacesuit gloves for inspection ahead of two spacewalks in June that will add new solar arrays. The next cargo ship to be launched on SpaceX to the International Space Station will launch on June the 3rd, carrying those new solar arrays. Megan MacArthur opened up the BEAM, or Bigelow Expendable Activities module, and organized cargo during the morning. She then powered down and stowed equipment after Vanderhee concluded the immunity research. Russian cosmonauts Oleg Novitsky and Peter Dubrov spent the morning organizing Russian spacewalk tools. Afterwards, they worked on communication gear and ventilation systems. One of the cargoes that'll be delivered to the International Space Station is going to be carrying birch sap. Kind of interesting. That's because the family of Oleg Novitsky knows that he likes birch sap when he eats. So they're going to put it on board the space station, along with a space flag and airborne force flag for the Russian cosmonaut. NASA has selected another astronaut to go on the Crew Dragon 3. They have now assigned not only Raja Chari, Thomas Marshburn, and European Space Agency Mathis Moore to this crew, they have now added Kayla Barron. She will serve as a mission specialist when they launch to the International Space Station. So this will be her first trip in space, but she, along with the other crew members, are ready to go when they fly, probably the latter part of this year or early part of next year. Meanwhile, the only female member of the Russian cosmonaut team, Anna Kelkina, has been added to a crew to launch next year to the International Station. It appears that she'll be joining other Russians, Sergei Prokofiev, along with Dmitry Petlin, when they fly to the International Space Station. The next expedition will carry Oleg Kononenko, Nikolai Chub, and Andrei Fedorev to the International Space Station for Russia. Get ready for this afternoon because it was delayed from yesterday due to ground equipment. This afternoon, launch should take place at 1:31 p.m. of the Atlas V rocket that will be carrying a new Space Force infrared surveillance satellite into orbit. There's a 40-minute launch window, but there's 90% chance, to make that 80% chance of favorable weather. So once again, you may get to see a launch from the Cape at 1:31 p.m. this afternoon. Following the first successful launch of Launcher 1 in January, Virgin Orbit is aiming for their next mission to lift off next month. And they're hoping to use a new launch site in Brazil to launch their missions. What's the name of this next mission? Tubular Bells, Part 1. They certainly like to use some rather interesting names when they have spacecrafts fly. Jeff Bezos has set the date of July 20th. That's when the new Shepard vehicle will carry individuals into space. It'll be the first time that they will have astronauts or tourists, if you will, fly on board this suborbital vehicle. So it should open up a lot of space, if you'll pardon the expression, for space tourists in the distant future. The failure over the weekend of an Electron rocket has been tracked down to an engine sensor in the second stage of that vehicle. Luckily, they recovered the vehicle and will get very good data. Tomorrow, we're going to tell you about an embezzlement case in Russia and Russia allocating money for their Venera D mission to Venus. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time, talking all things outer space. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie is standing by with some of the most delectable treats known to man.
Oh, yeah. You know, and you can treat yourself to, like, I'll start out with the dessert since you said treats first, Evan. Let's try the homemade dessert today at Ellie's Deli, and what a delight. You get peanut butter pie. You get, my favorite is a coconut cream pie, peanut butter pie, the Heath Crunch brownies. Now, I love myself a Heath bar, but could you imagine if you love this candy bar already placed in the brownies? Wow, that's incredible. Chocolate chip cookies to delight in. And for your sandwich today, try an Ellie's 4 cheese melt. Melt in your mouth, your choice of bread with a Munster, provolone, pepper jack, and cheddar cheese. You get this with tomato and bacon. And one of Mark's fresh hot bowls of deli soup would go mighty fine with this. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
8:40 news time once again on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for the final newscast this hour. And it's all brought to you by our good friends at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals on any type of precious metals, it's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie has the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you once again. Target, CVS, and Starbucks are now joining other retail stores and restaurants in eliminating their mask requirements for fully vaccinated customers. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
One step closer to normalcy.
I think it's fine. I think this has gone on long enough.
You can now add Target, CVS, and Starbucks to the growing list of retailers eliminating mask requirements for vaccinated customers.
I don't know that it's going to lead to a spike in cases. There are people that never wore masks.
A policy that's now relying on an honor system.
I chose to keep my mask on because how do I know if these people are really vaccinated or not?
For some, the change in rules was met with excitement. Others, concern. Infectious disease doctor Modi Ramgopal says it's unknown if the decision will lead to a spike in cases.
I personally think it is kind of too soon because I would have liked to wait to see that there's no emergent variants around the world before we do this.
The doctor is eyeing the end of the year when vaccine efficacy may diminish against different strains.
The vaccines are not going to be 90% protective as we saw with the earlier strains. It's going to be less. It's going to be 50% or 70%.
Some shoppers say receiving their full series of shots, they'll continue to remain cautious.
I will probably still wear my mask in big box stores for a while.
In Port St. Lucie, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Disgraced former Seminole County tax collector Joel Greenberg is pleading guilty to 6 federal felony charges, including sex trafficking of a minor.
Federal prosecutors are dropping 27 counts against Greenberg, who resigned in June in exchange for his cooperation with federal investigators. The name of Greenberg's friend, Congressman Matt Gaetz, does not appear in Greenberg's plea agreement. Gaetz has denied any wrongdoing. Greenberg could be sentenced to at least 12 years in prison and will have to register as a sex offender when he's released. Larry Spillman, Orlando.
T-minus 2 weeks until hurricane season, so now is the time to review all of your insurance policies.
Flooding continues to be our number one risk and threat. We face that all the time. But in addition to that, we have tropical cyclones, we have fire weather.
Lastly, Ariana Grande and her real estate agent boyfriend Dalton Gomez got married over the weekend at her house. It was a small ceremony with less than 20 people in attendance. They've been together since last January. Ariana has been dating her now husband Dalton Gomez since January of 2020, and they spent the pandemic together at her LA home. They got engaged in December. Dalton is a 25-year-old real estate agent. Ariana is 27. The Florida look to even the score when they host the Lightning tonight in Game 2 of their first-round playoff series in Sunrise. Tampa Bay stole home ice advantage with a 5-4 victory in Game 1 on Sunday. News time is 8:44. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:45. Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's going on out there?
Any accidents or tie-ups that we're looking at? Just some debris right now in the roadway on I-95 northbound up in the Fort Pierce area at mile marker 129. Use caution. There's a ladder in the center lane, so slow down there. And that's your latest look at traffic. And it's 76 right now in Palm City, in Claremont, New Hampshire, 57. And here's a look at our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, sunshines, waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 70s under mostly clear skies and some coastal showers moving in from off the ocean. This afternoon, highs in the low to mid 80s, partly sunny skies and a 20% chance for some quick moving showers. Breezy winds out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the low to mid 70s, a few passing showers into the night. Tomorrow, highs in the low to mid 80s, rain chances up to 30%, and winds cranking up out of the east at 15 to 25 miles per hour.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
Just a shot away from fully vaccinated. I can't understand why anyone has waited. More places open so you can't make excuses. If you don't get shot too, then everybody loses. I'll send a nephew to the world if you don't get your shot number 2. I hope that people get there. I hope that people get there. I hope that people get there. In a bottle.
That's a parody of the song Sting and the Police.
Yeah.
Message in a bottle. Now it's called Pfizer in a bottle. Pfizer.
Yeah, how timely.
It's a good tune. It's a good parody, but I don't care for the guy singing it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like the guy singing this parody.
He isn't Sting, is he?
No.
Not quite
Nobody
Sting.
Nobody can imitate Sting.
No, Sting
No.
might not be too happy with that
No.
parody.
Definitely not. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Are you talking about Sting the wrestler?
No, old man. I'm not talking about Sting the wrestler. Okay, I'm not talking about Sting the
okay.
wrestler. Talking about Sting the musical artist.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Is there a wrestler named Sting?
Yes, there's a
You do
wrestler
have
by the
one?
name of Sting. Yes,
Does
there
he
is.
float like a butterfly and sting
Like a bee? Probably so. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably where he took his name from. No, maybe
Not
Muhammad.
sure. That's Muhammad
quotes,
Ali.
One of the
Muhammad
quotes.
Ali.
Yes, the late great Muhammad Ali.
He probably listened to the quote and maybe stole it from that.
Yeah,
I'm
something
considering.
of that sort. So, how are you today, old man? Where do we find you at today?
Well, we're doing good. Well, Edna and I were at the Niagara Falls, and I'm going to make sure she doesn't fall over the falls, so we don't lose her again.
Yeah, we don't want to lose. We don't want to lose Edna again. We went through that whole travesty last time.
Did you go
My
on the
goodness.
American side or Canadian side?
How did you go on?
Well, one foot's on America, and the other side is on the Canadian.
How did
Don't
you
know
do
which
that?
one to move.
How do you
just
manage to
stand in
do
the
that?
middle.
A little bit of both. You know, I heard that somewhere where there was actually a huge house that was way up north with one half of the house on the United States border
Mhm.
and one half on the Canadian border. So that
No.
house built right on the line.
Oh, yeah,
And
there's places like that.
then
Oh,
they
yeah.
had to pay property taxes to both the U.S. and to Canada. Because
So, how do
of
you
that.
file your taxes? Because in Canada, you don't file taxes. In the United States, you file.
Oh, okay. But I
So
mean,
how do you do
they
that?
had to pay because the house was on both sides of the line. They had to pay something to Canada. Yeah.
Wow.
They just didn't go scot free with just paying to one side. I think they
Very
were paying
interesting.
to both.
Dual citizenship, too.
I know.
Oh.
I have relatives actually that are in Canada, and I think they do have the dual citizenship, like of the U.S. and Canada.
Mm.
So I know people that live up there who actually have that. Yes.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Very
Well,
cool. Very cool.
That's like my friend George there. His grandfather, on his mother's side, they're from England, and on the father's side, they're from Kentucky, so they're English hillbillies.
Wait a minute. The father's side is from Kentucky,
Yes,
and
the hillbilly side
right, the hillbilly side. Okay, and the mother's side,
from England.
England.
Where Mark Hale's at.
Oh, where Mark
Yeah.
Hales is at. Okay.
So they have a spout o' tea with lunch, and then they break out the Kentucky whiskey at around 3 p.m.
So he's an English redneck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something of that
you
sort.
know, has that Kentucky bourbon,
Ah.
at 4 o'clock for tea time.
Okay.
I had some of that over the weekend. It was
Did you?
in a sweet drink that I had called
You had a bourbon?
called a Hurricane.
Oh.
Yeah, there was some kind of a bourbon whiskey in it, and it was
Oh.
called a Hurricane mixed
Did
with
it blow
some.
you away?
Oh, it sure did. Almost knocked me on my cedar.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much did you indulge over the weekend,
Let's
Bonnie?
see. I had that.
I want to know. I want to know what your alcohol level was.
I did have a.
You better look at her Facebook page then.
Oh.
No, she was pretty timid on Facebook. I'll tell you that
A
much.
pina colada was
All right,
served,
that's
and
one.
I also had.
Was that the arrival beverage?
I also had one rum runner.
Okay. Now, was the pina colada the arrival beverage?
No, the arrival beverage was the hurricane.
Oh, you went strong.
Yeah.
You went strong right out of the gate.
I had that one in the north when we were in the North Village when
Okay.
we got there on Friday
All right,
evening.
so you had a hurricane, you got blown away.
Yeah, a little
And
bit.
then you came down from getting blown away, and you had the pina colada all in the same day, right?
No, the pina colada was the next day.
That was Saturday.
Yeah, and then on Sunday was the rum runner on Sunday.
Ah, did they?
So, Bonnie, Bonnie, could either you or Gary walk a straight line?
Oh, we did. We played some mini golf too, and then some.
Yeah, she beat Gary.
So, not by much. My points
Only
weren't
8 strokes.
by much.
Only 8 strokes she beat him by.
No, he did well. It was.
Hey, so in your rum runner, did you have a floater in your rum runner?
No.
Did they do a floater?
I don't know what a floater is.
A
in
floater.
that.
Okay, so
She was the floater.
no, what a floater is when you order a frozen drink.
Is that that
like-
umbrella that floats?
No. What it is I'll explain it to you. Because I used to be in the bar business as a club DJ.
Yeah.
A floater is when you order like a frozen drink, a pina colada or strawberry daiquiri. That's when they pour, after they mix it and they put it in the glass, they'll pour a shot of rum and it floats on top.
Oh,
That's called a floater.
I didn't have that. I wasn't offered that. I was offered some whipped cream on top of my pina colada,
Okay,
though.
okay.
But I wasn't offered the floater.
Well, that's
Evan,
because you
I
didn't
think
order
they
it.
call-
Oh.
I think they call Bonnie now Otis.
Otis.
Yeah, from Bayberry, the town drunk.
Oh, okay. No, be
No,
nice. Be
I
nice.
didn't get. I had one
No.
here and there.
She had one here and there. She
One
had
here
one
and
each. She
there.
only had one each day.
And I declined.
she was good.
I declined the whipped cream on the pina colada.
Yeah, but she
because
didn't know
those
about the
calories
floater.
were adding up. I didn't know. Next time on vacation, now I'm going to ask for one.
Yeah, well,
I
get
learned something.
Yeah, when you order a pina colada, tell them you want a floater. Tell them you want a
Wow.
floater.
That's
That's all you
wild.
got to do is tell them a floater. And what they'll do is they'll take the bottle and they'll line
Yeah.
the top with rum.
That rum's got to make it like a nice sweetening effect right on
Oh,
top of
let's
that
just say
pina
it's like
colada too, right?
switching from regular gas in your car
To
to high test.
High octane.
Yeah, high octane. Yeah, you're gonna be.
Will they know what I mean if I just say give it the high octane
No,
on there?
no, you got to
So
tell
you
them give it a floater.
the
Tell them you want
floater.
a frozen pina colada with a floater.
Okay.
And they'll
Tell
know
me one
exactly
a
what that is.
moonshine shot, too.
No, we can't give her a moonshine shot.
I saw some
She'll
of
be
that.
swinging from the trees.
They've got some of that moonshine at the liquor store. It looks like
Mhm.
some really rough stuff, like right out of some of that Kentucky whiskey.
Which came to visit me last time. He brought moonshine to the house.
Did he bring us? Did he bring me any? Can you bring a little?
It was
bit
just
over?
it got taken by somebody else. I forget. But next
Yeah.
time George comes down, I will ask him to bring some moonshine down, and I will
Right.
bring you a jar of moonshine.
Right
It's
on.
literally in a mason jar.
And Bonnie, I tell you what, Tennessee, they have, in the Smoky Mountains, they have all types of flavors. Apple, they have, so I mean,
I bet that apple flavor is smooth, right? It's like a smooth apple whiskey. Oh,
Well, you'll give a new name to Smooth Operator if you drink that. That's for sure.
it sounds kind of good, actually.
Yeah.
Mixing that with
Hey,
a
how
little bit
about
of Coke.
How about giving your friend Phil a taste test on different moonshines?
Well,
He can
no, I
walk
can't
out.
do. I can't do that on the air. I'll get in trouble for that.
We can only do that off air.
Yeah,
but
it's
I don't
only
think
done off air.
I don't think Phil's much of a drinker either.
No, he's
so-
not.
Do a Zoom meeting with him at home.
Now, see, he could do it at home.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, see, he could do it at home because he's.
Yeah.
So
he
we
could.
would not get in trouble for that. That's a great idea, old
really.
man. Old man, would you like to be part of that Zoom meeting as well, so you could see everything that's going on?
Absolutely.
All right, very good. We'll make it a point. All right, we got to get out of here, old man, because it's time to wrap the show. So, say goodnight, old man.
Okay, good night, old man.
All right, that's the old man down the road. He pays us a visit every once in a while, sometimes more so than he's wanted.
I don't know.
No, I'm
He's-
just teasing.
He's all right.
He's a sweet old man. He's
yeah.
been I think he's like in his 90s now. Or
Oh,
something
good
of that
gosh.
sort. Yeah.
He sounds younger than
Yeah,
that.
he's
even.
he's
I
up
mean,
there. He's like in his 90s.
He seems
Yeah.
to be with it, even when he plays that slogan off right here.
Yeah, he's got the Dick Clark syndrome. He
Oh,
never
you
gets
think
old.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's Edna that keeps him in shape.
Yeah, she kicks his arse every
She
once
brings
in a while.
out the double Dutch jump rope.
There you go.
Okay, double Dutch.
Hey, folks, remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yeah, and take care. Have a great, I almost said Monday because it feels like it for me. Have a wonderful Tuesday.
That's right, folks. We'll see you back here in about 21 hours on WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.